Trixie Tales presents Mr. Bumblebee, Little Tumbleton's musical mailman. In the peaceful village of Little Tumbleton, mornings were always filled with excitement when Mr. Bumblebee, the musical mailman, came down the lane. Mr. Bumblebee, whose real name was Benjamin Beasley, was easy to spot in his bright yellow uniform and hat adorned with a tiny bumblebee pin. His round belly and bushy mustache made him look jolly, and his blue eyes twinkled with kindness. Every day, as Mr. Bumblebee delivered the mail, he strummed his ukulele, humming a cheerful tune that drifted through the streets. The children of Little Tumbleton, especially Tommy, Maya, and Leo, loved hearing his music. It made their little village feel like a magical place where anything could happen. One sunny morning, as the children played in Tommy's front yard, they heard the familiar sound of Mr. Bumblebee's ukulele. "Here he comes!" Maya squealed, running to the gate. "Good morning, kids," Mr. Bumblebee greeted, his voice as warm as his smile. "How's my favorite trio today?" "Great," Leo said. Mr. Bumblebee handed out the mail, including a bright postcard for Tommy. "It's from my cousin who's traveling," Tommy said, showing the postcard to the others. "That's wonderful, Tommy," Mr. Bumblebee said. "Getting letters from loved ones always brings a bit of sunshine to our day." Mr. Bumblebee leaned in closer, lowering his voice. "I have a little favor to ask. Would you like to help me deliver some special packages this afternoon?" The children's eyes lit up. "Yes, please," they said in unison. After finishing his morning route, Mr. Bumblebee returned with his mail van, ready to take the children on a mini-adventure. Their first stop was Mrs. Puddle's cottage. Mrs. Puddle was an elderly lady who always had a jar of cookies ready for visitors. "Hello, Mrs. Puddle," Mr. Bumblebee called as he handed her a small package. "I've brought some extra helpers today." Mrs. Puddle beamed at the sight of the children. "Well, aren't you all just the sweetest? Come in for a treat." Over cookies and milk, Mrs. Puddle told the children about her own childhood adventures, making them giggle with tales of secret hideouts and mischievous pranks. Next, they visited Mr. Brown, the local gardener, who was busy planting flowers in the village square. "Good afternoon, Mr. Brown," Mr. Bumblebee said, handing him a letter. "I've got some helpers with me today." Mr. Brown smiled warmly. "Welcome, kids! How about we plant some sunflower seeds together?" The children eagerly joined Mr. Brown, carefully planting the seeds in neat rows. He explained how the sunflowers would grow tall and strong, just like them. The children imagined the bright yellow flowers blooming in the summer, their faces following the sun. Their final stop was the town park, where they delivered a parcel to Mr. Whitaker, the park ranger. "Thank you, Mr. Bumblebee," Mr. Whitaker said. "Would you all like to help me feed the ducks?" The children nodded enthusiastically and spent the next hour tossing seeds to the ducks, playing in the grass, and listening to Mr. Bumblebee's tunes as he strummed his ukulele. The day felt like a dream, filled with laughter, music, and the simple joy of being together. As the sun began to set, Mr. Bumblebee drove the children back home. "Thank you for your help today," he said. "I had a wonderful time, and I hope you did too." "We did!" the children chorused. Years later, Tommy, Maya, and Leo would often think back to that magical day. They remembered how Mr. Bumblebee's music and kindness had made Little Tumbleton a little brighter, and how even the simplest moments could become treasured memories. The end! Look for the red subscribe button and click on it so you don't miss out on the next Trixie Tales adventure. Thanks for watching, Trixie Kids!